Okay, so maybe I'll start and I'll let you guys continue. So we've been working in a group of 4. Nate helped us, we have Marlon, we have Alan. And yesterday evening, in order to be able to start 2 fronts in the work, we created a kind of a schema, right, with what should be the data. So Alan created a kind of a dummy data set using the schema we have in order to be able to produce some visualization. We have been working on that. And in parallel with that, I focus on collecting the data, right, and cleaning the data. That's the fun stuff that we do. And I was able to collect most of the data. I'm in the process to join the data now, but as you can imagine, the data is not as clean, it can join easily. There are, let's say, I'm using municipalities. There are municipality codes in several files, but each one follow a different set of codes. So they are not exactly the same. So I would hope they would follow the same standard, but it's not the case. So now I'm somehow matching things by words, and there are small variations we need to take care of. My goal is to have something this evening. It's running right now, and we will have real data. But for now, they are going to use the dummy data to present the visualization that was implemented.
Yeah, this is the dummy data. And through this, we proceeded to create a visualization. And we're interested who won in the election in 2014 in Brazil. So using this data, we have this. We're able to based on the votes, number of votes per state, we're able to determine who won. C1 corresponds to candidate 1, C2 candidate 2. So there are only 2 contenders. And no, not this one. Okay. This is the visualization using the bar graph just to represent who won each state, and this is by the million. So the red party won in the election, although some of the states, the blue party also won, but then in total they lost. And we are also interested to find out using the Bolsa Familia program, who won and how the wealth was distributed using the Bolsa Familia program. And we were able to come up with a visualization using the map. Here, you will see the darker color. Those are the area, the states where wealth are heavily distributed. The lighter is not so much. And if you will see here, the red marks or the red area, those are the candidate 1.
That is
They won that area and the won. Yeah, and then if you compare that with the distribution of wealth that I showed earlier, it is evident that the winner put money heavily on that area. So you can conclude something on this.
This is still based on dummy data, right? It's not real data.
And this is recorded, and I'm not saying anything about this. This is dummy data.
This is great capability we'll be able to use to display the findings we are going to have here. That's did a great job.
Yeah, and for the next step, we were hoping to drill down to.
Yeah, our next step is we're going to use, probably on the same notebook, we'll use Folium to have drill down capabilities. So we'll start at the state level. We'll have 2 different interactive maps, and then we'll drill down from that to the municipality level. So you'll be able to have a comparison between the 2. Probably we'll be able to combine them and have a pop-up over each municipality and as well as the state. So you'll be able to see a direct comparison between the 2. Did you have a question?
No.
Okay.
Do you guys have data on vote counts?
We do.
Oh, you
do?
Yeah.
at the municipality level.
Okay, so like if you're gonna be comparing how, I guess, the funds affect election results, you're not just gonna be looking at binary, it's gonna be a little more granular. Yeah, okay.
And we are at this point looking at the president candidate. We have the votes for senators, governors, so we can then cluster them by party
Oh, wow,
and
okay.
see how things are being done.
Great.
Yeah.
It is a little hard to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, apparently the rest of my team doesn't want to stand here with me to record it, but that's
Sorry, should I leave that
I don't know. I'm not sure if it's going to make a difference really.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is the Chicago lobbying project, and we and I say we very loosely because I was just sort of talking, and most of the other people were doing the actual work. Put together a project that was meant to start out looking at the ways that funders are connected to Chicago politicians through lobbying. We narrowed that project over the course of the weekend to be a little bit more focused on the aldermen because that was easily accessible data and data that had a finite end because there are only so many of them. So we had a couple of different channels in this. We set subgroups to working on the recipients of money, so finding out who these aldermen are and being able to sort of disentangle the PACs and sort of the affinity groups that are connected to the aldermen. So we had that section. And then we also had people working on the funders and the lobbyists themselves and figuring out where the money's coming from. And then we had some work also going on the visualization side, which I don't think we can really see here too well. But our visualization is a network that shows for each individual alderman, there's past and present aldermen, you can select the one you're interested in and see for that particular alderperson for the year in question, who the lobbyists were that they were interacting with, and then who the funders were that were paying that organization, or that lobbyist to make the contributions. So you can do this for any of the aldermen who are listed, as well as a few other city officials like Tony Preckwinkle, and you can see some people are not very involved in contributions, and some people are more involved and have a lot more connections to lobbyists and contributors. Now we also have a piece where if you click on the individual, you can see who made the contributions and see the quantity. So you can sort of see where the largest amounts are coming from. And then if you click on the contributor, you can see which lobbyists they worked with, and so on and so forth. So you can make the connections in between. We have a bunch of next steps that we would like to continue to work on. We want to connect the aldermen in terms of their affinity groups and caucuses that they're involved with. We'd like to add the aldermen's voting records and make sure that it's clear what, and if any connection might be drawn between where they're getting lobbying dollars and where their votes are going. We're also hoping to categorize and sort of classify the client donors to find out, because the names of the donors are really obtuse, figure out what kind of industry they're in and what kind of interest they might have. So we have future plans, but for the purposes of this weekend, we have a really cool visual that we can share now. Thank you.
So this is the team. It's also these two guys who are in the crowd and being awesome. I think we're recording, so we'll actually talk about kind of what the project is supposed to be. So basically, this is motivated by a proposed EPA funding cut to the Great Lakes region. We may see the funding cut from $300 million to monitor the quality of water and the environment in the area, down from $300 million to $10 million, which could basically gut the entire ability to monitor what's going on. And basically, some of the actual impacts, like Flint, Michigan, could be seen in other areas, or we could see just like degradation of our environment. So we were trying to monitor different areas. We started with trying to monitor Chicago water quality and cleaning. So there are different sources and stuff like that. But our pipeline kind of ends up being kind of like Andy, Ethan, and I were working on intaking the data, cleaning it, monitoring, cleaning it, and then handed it off to, what's the next stage? Oh, yeah. Ethan was actually like kind of a core central player there. Nick made a lot of the research decisions here, and then Barton did the kind of the visualization stuff. So why don't you guys each talk about kind of what the overall outcome was in each part?
I guess I can start with the data wrangling portion. Oh, yeah, why not even recording? All right. So the data sets that we're working on, they're primarily, well, they're all in PDF reports. They're actually scans of hard copy reports, it looks like. So we spent a great deal of time trying to reconcile for that. And we're transforming the data based on metrics that we've identified as important. We're going to load those into data frames so that we can start doing some exploratory analysis and then eventually the visualization. So we're almost there, going through the fun stretch.
I guess on the research end, we were interested in chemicals where we knew both a health sort of advisory limit that the EPA has set or some other local body versus like a legal regulatory limit that is mandated by either state or federal or local law. So we went through, we scanned, everything that's disclosed in Chicago's list and then down selected to a subset of chemicals where these limits are actually known. And of course, the regulatory limit is usually lagging the health limit because maybe it's too expensive to pay for the filtration or whatever. And in some cases, EPA hasn't even done the health studies yet, so there's no known health limit in which it is safe for this chemical.
Cool. And so after the data got processed, and we compared the amounts of chemicals from the data set to both the legal limit and our desired health goal, which is typically under the legal limit. And based on that, we color-coded each chemical's impact, red being the critical one, exceeds the legal limit as well as the health goal, orange being between the health goal and the legal limit, and green below the health goal. And for each of those, we looked at where the water treatment plant and intake of data was recorded, and we have put together an interactive map using Leaflet and R. It's currently hosted on shinyapps.io, so you can go around and play with it. Right now it's just Chicago, but essentially the idea was to provide a system that would help people who drink water to look at the current status of each location as well as historic trends. So in addition to this, there'll be a slider that would show pins turning different colors. And so if the pin is orange or red, you want to find out which chemicals are involved, so you click on that and the pop-up would show you exactly the chemicals that are implicated and also the number at which they exceed the actual limit. So once these pieces form a pipeline, you'll be able to update as well.
Yeah. So thanks you guys for all your hard work. Thanks for you guys also for your hard work. Everybody took like a part of the thing and like completely owned part of this. With 8 hours, we're just at the point where the state is almost visualized, and it's gonna be great. So thanks guys. Awesome.